Welcome to the APTA third Grand Prix event of the season, the Duane Hayden Long Island Invitational, brought to you in part by local support from Long Island Platform Tennis League, Axiom Markets, the Dario family of musical brands, and the APTA national sponsors Viking, Savory, and Uline. We are live at the Huntington Country Club on Long Island, New York, on the APTA network, presented by our live stream production partner, Enet Live. I'm Jerry Vian, along with George Wilkinson, and we're about to watch the men's quarterfinal. George, just about to start. Why don't you tell us who we're going to see?
From East Longmeadow,
okay, so you've got the number one ranked team at the moment, and number one seed serving. Juan Arraya, the director of rackets
to the left of the
Greenwich
chair.
Club. He is serving, and his partner Jeff Morneau
from England,
from Boston.
And Reagan,
the lawyer.
And in the ad court,
fantastic racket skills as well. And the returning team,
Vic
we
Irdoja.
have Reagan, Irdoja.
Players ready?
Dan
Mr.
Reagan
Arraya
returning in the juice. He is the director of racket sport at Innis Arden Country Club, originally from England, and his partner playing in the ad court, Mick Irdoja from Estonia, is director of racket.
Juan Arraya is about to serve, and Lance Barrett is our umpire in the chair, and he will be calling the score, and he'll only come into play if there's an overall. He will not be calling the lines. The players call their own lines.
15-0.
Which the last time this team
15-30.
played was in the quarterfinals of the Grand Prix event in Cincinnati, and it was a three-set battle where Irdoja and Reagan had a match point. Ended up Arraya Morneau victorious.
Yeah, I think if everybody's playing their game, then it's going to be a similar competition today. The matchup for Jeff and Juan is not great for them. Irdoja, Reagan are very patient, they're very selective, and they can definitely cause some serious problems on the court for Arraya Morneau today. There's the break straight away.
Game, Irdoja, Reagan, they lead one game.
So in the match prior to this, Arraya Morneau, they had a three-set battle with Cosimano Kraft. They pulled it out 6-1 in the third, but Juan was very vocal, and he did miss a lot more volleys than I've seen him in a while. Just like that. I mean, that's an unusual miss for Juan.
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact he's playing the juice, even though he is. But yeah, he was out of sorts.
So Mick Irdoja is the lefty with his back to us. Both guys have worn blue to the top. That was their team colors, I believe. Jeff Morneau is playing the ad side.
Love 15.
Yeah, it's very interesting that matchup. You know, Jeff returns equally well from both, and I feel like Juan, he's liking the return more from the juice at the moment. Even though personally I think he's got more damage to do over
15
the
all
in general. He likes the return from the juice at the moment. What do you think about that as a team for them, Jerry?
I'm interested to see how this plays out. I mean, they're taking away the look, the spots that their other team is used to seeing. Give them one more thing to think about. I mean, mentally, I think the first few games will show us a lot here.
Oh.
I mean, both teams have just come off of a three-set round of 16. Reagan defeated Green Vidal 6-7, 7-5, 6-3.
Yeah, I think Irdoja and Reagan are going to know that Juan was rattled in his last mount and not playing 100% of what he can, and they're going to take full advantage of that. They're going to test Arraya as much as possible early on, try to get him rattled.
And of course, Juan Arraya is going for his 6th win. He's had 5 tournament wins in a row with different partners, which is just phenomenal.
30-40.
There's a shot that you wouldn't normally see him miss.
Right, you wouldn't. I was just going to say, I mean, that is an uncharacteristic miss, and also the volleys that I saw him miss in the round before. Alright, so they gave that.
Sorry.
Yep, gave that break back.
Game
1-1.
1-1.
I think that Juan Arraya, he knows he wasn't playing well, and he's not here for fun. He's here to win this tournament, and I think he wants a shot at Broderick and Palmer. And even if he doesn't start well, I think he's going to be finding his game at some point in this match. He's a different mental player this year than he was last year, and I think he's going to have patches of good and bad, but I think overall he's going to be outstanding in this match.
30-15.
It's a little bit of a misread on the speed of that ball going into the screen. And Jeff Morneau, he has that razor-like overhead. It hits that little cut under spin. It's very accurate. Places it deep in the court.
Yeah, it's very difficult to deal with, to create any offense. He lets it drop low, and the ball doesn't bounce very high for any offense. It's a very good, deceiving overhead. You got to wonder why he's not backing up there.
30-all.
So Micadora is on the ad side. He's the lefty, so they've got backhands in the middle. So that's a switch for this team as well, isn't it, George?
Yep, they decided they're going to switch for this specific match. They've got their tactics down to a point. This is not any random hitting. They've got their game plan set out, and they're going to try to execute it.
So why would they put backhands in the middle and not forehands in the middle?
I think the most offensive shot in the game is Juan Arraya's cut overhead into the ad court side screen. And
30-40.
By putting Mick over there with his forehand, just completely eliminates that play. And it's going to be very frustrating for Juan to not get the results that he normally does from that shot. Here we go. Oh.
Nice little scoop by Dan.
You can see Juan's not hitting too many over there. He's going middle with his cut. It's not going to do anything.
So you say the tactic of switching in the back for Reagan is effective right now?
Super. They're testing the patience of Juan's overhead.
Deuce.
You're going to see a lot of waterfalls into the deuce court against Dan.
2 off-speed screenshots into Dan's deuce side that he's missed.
It's not it's not Reagan's comfortable corner. He can play fine over there, but he's not as comfortable he would be in the ad side.
So Arraya and Morneau were really working that ball down the middle and then going into Dan Reagan's deuce side. Oh, there's a roller.
That's the shot I feel like if one uses, he can still cause some damage. He has a good roller. If he uses that into the ad court, it can cause some problems. And he's very good at picking on a deuce court player with his overhead selection. There's another break.
And, you know, he's missed those volleys in the round before. I mean, we both were watching. It's like 20, 30 volleys that he never misses.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's been going on today.
All right, well, this is where Jeff's strength as a teammate. He really is the north on the compass mentally for this team, and he'll do everything he can to keep Juan's spirits up.
Yeah. He's a fantastic partner.
Yeah, he is. Solid no matter what.
What are your predictions for this match, Jerry?
Well, right now, the way Juan has made so many errors, I'm thinking that Reagan and Irdoja, it's their match to lose.
15 love.
And, you know, they had match points in Cincinnati, so they know what they have to do.
There's another error.
It's just too big. It's just going for way too much.
Love.
Well, that's his game. If it's not on point, a lot of errors can come very quickly. He's got, as you can see, he's got to be firing on all cylinders.
40 love.
There's the switch in the back. Irdoja, Reagan throws up a high lob.
Oh, wow. Jeff hasn't missed up.
Reagan, Irdoja. They lead 3-1.
So Irdoja, Reagan must be feeling pretty good about now. 3-1 up in the first set.
You got to be feeling for Irdoja and Reagan. If they win this match,
love 15.
Any win over Juan this year,
15
the way
love.
he's playing, is going to feel phenomenal. So they're
15
love. Eager to win every single point in this match.
That's another off-speed overhead that went into Reagan's screen.
Oh. Lovely Spanish ball skills from the Englishman there. If only he had a red cape, it would have been a 10 out of 10.
George, how effective is Morneau's overhead? Jeff Morneau is in the red shirt. He's hitting the ball now.
It doesn't seem that
30,
effective.
15.
He's not trying to do too much damage with it now, but it's still very isolated. You can't do anything with it. If you try to drive it, it's a low ball with a backspin on, so it messes up your timing. you're going to miss a lot more drives than you normally would, or Juan will volley behind you.
30.
But sometimes they
ball.
switch and have Jeff on the left, and he uses it more of an offensive tool, and he'll let it just drop into the corner or the side screen low, and it's very offensive. He's the setup player of the net at the moment.
So both teams showing tremendous patience right now. Oh, nice little stab.
Oh my goodness.
30, 40.
Looks like Jeff was saying hi to all the fans out there. He's giving a thumbs up to all the fans.
All right, so we're 4-1 in the first set
Reagan,
in,
Irdoja.
what, how long was that, 10 minutes?
They lead 4 games to 1.
16 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So, George, if you were coaching Irdoja Reagan, you'd be doing the happy dance about now, wouldn't you?
I would. I'd tell them to just change ends, jog it off, jog around the other side of the net, get ready for the next point. Because Arraya can go through patches and just hemorrhage points, and they need to be playing a lot of balls to him now and give him the opportunity to give them those points. And the set will be over with a click of the fingers. Doesn't mean that the match is any far gone either way, but it looks like he's going through one of those patches right now, and you have to pounce on those opportunities.
Three out of the 4 players are year-round teaching directors. They've got a paddle or a racket in their hand every single day. Jeff Morneau is in the office. As a credit to him that he's really had a spectacular year last year and making it to the final. Yep, they're number 1 and making to the final of the Nationals.
Yeah, they're an extremely tough team now. Their confidence is riding high, no matter what the score is. They still believe that they're the best team in the country. So even match point doesn't
Love
mean
15.
The match is over. And Dan Reagan in the juice court on this side, the Englishman, he would like to say hi to his wife and children, Alex and his 2 little boys. So hey Alex and Brody and Charlie, his newborn. I hope you guys are well. Hope you're watching Dad and supporting him.
I'm sure his family in England is watching as well.
Yeah, what's the time difference right now? What are we looking at here? It's late at night. I'm sure Dan's family are a couple of sodas deep down the pub. Yeah, it's around 9:40 p.m. in England. It's not around. It's exactly 9:40 in it. So hi to all you English people. Mum, if you're out there, hello. And hi to all Dan's family. He's playing fantastic paddle these days. And he's an even better dad. They're playing unbelievable.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, well done. Well done.
15 all.
So the scrambling and the spins at one hits is just, he creates movement, opens up the court, and then goes for a body shot. That's all fair game.
And, these guys in this situation, they'd be more than happy to peg their opponent 3-4 times in a row. But, in the warm-up, they were waiting to go on, and they're all having fun, joking around. They were playing points left-handed, other than Mick. So they're all very close. But it's so difficult to finish a point at this level. You have to be creative and find different ways to get points, and that's one of them.
I remember being in the car with Arraya in Cincinnati after he had played a long match and lost, and he was just so frustrated. He says, "I have to invent a new
30.
shot. I have to invent a new shot. I gotta win the point in 3 hits. That's it. I gotta." And since that, he's really accelerated that backhand slash drop. He's always had it, but he's just hitting it with a lot more.
Was he practicing it in the car?
Speed, yeah. Highlight shot between the legs.
Daniel.
15-40.
He's been watching Anna Zabori.
30-40.
I just feel like it's Dan, Reagan and Irdoja, they're not feeling pressure, or anyone that would play against Arraya and Morneau. They wouldn't feel the pressure that they would if Juan's playing in the backhand. He puts on so much pressure when you're at the net against him. It makes you miss shots you normally wouldn't.
Do you think that at this point, being down 4-1, they should consider switching back, putting him back on the deuce side, or the ad side?
Yes is the answer, but I know they won't. There's the roller.
Yes.
Well done.
Anytime you go one-on-one with
Arraya.
one.
1-1-1.
He usually wins those battles.
2-4.
All right. 2-4, first set.
I think if we could see Irdoja and Regan's face, we would see a little smile. They're going to have a half smile on their face. They know this strategy is going to win the match for them. It's just a matter of time. So watch the pressure now. Arraya is in the backhand. Watch the pressure that he puts on them now. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, little cricket
Love
shot.
15.
Could have been an LBW.
It's an uncharacteristic
30.
serve error from Morneau.
All right, here's a... And just like that, it's love 40. They got
Love 40.
3 break points for a 5-2 lead in the first set.
That was spectacular. And this is what happens in paddle, Jerry.
Game,
It's,
Reagan,
things can be
Irdoja,
going bad for
they
one
lead
team,
5 games
and
to 2, new ball.
a barrage of points comes the other way, and also the other team gets a few nicks, few net tapes, some good drives, and all of a sudden you'll be down 5-2 in a set in 25 minutes,
Right.
less than.
Players are going to change the ball every 7 games. We have the replay point. Can we take a look at that? All right. Well, maybe we'll wait later. I want to see that. Hang on to that because I want to see that tweener.
Oh. I would like to see Arraya start hitting some cut overhead drop shots. Even if he misses a few, he's not really doing his razzle-dazzle stuff right now. I think if he can get his blood flow going a little bit more, hit some good cut shots, move around, then his game would change.
15 love.
He's out of sorts for sure. He's not feeling it.
Love.
This is where you've got to find a way.
Mm.
You know, got to fake it till you make it.
30, 15.
You can see there.
He's trying.
He's jumping up. He's trying to. He knows that this could go down the toilet very fast. He's trying to get things going right now. I like to see that. Oh.
Well, Jeff's thinking he needs Morneau needs to get involved a little bit here, and that's
30
mental
all.
error by Dan Reagan. They've got a great opportunity here serving for the first set. 30 all. What do you call that? The matador move there, George?
I'm not sure what that was. It looked like he twisted his ankle accidentally. Turns out it was on purpose. There's that offensive overhead. Doesn't look like much.
He's so accurate with it.
Yeah. And the pace is perfect. You don't know whether to take it off the screen or block it before. Here we go. Here goes Arraya. He's starting to get the razzle-dazzle going now. This is a good sign for their team. There's that overhead, Jerry. He just lets it drop, and it was
30,
indecisive of Irdoja. Didn't know whether to block it, let it go to the screen. He let it go to the screen. It just died on the floor.
Game,
And
Arraya.
that's the game.
Morneau.
So we could just see 5 all in the click of a fingers if things keep going the way that they did in that game.
5.
And Juan Arraya jumping up and down on the spot, got his energy flowing. He got a few spin overheads going, and I think we're looking at a different team right now than we were in the first few games.
First 8 games.
Oh, and there's the
15
fortune
love.
going the other way now.
Yep.
All.
And in the other court, Broderick Palmer and Estes Lefevre have started. We'll bring you score updates. Oh, wow. I've never seen him do that.
15-30.
That's because he hasn't.
One just hit a slash overhead from here, and landed, left of the alley, and then he comes back with a
30
huge
all.
serve. It's on a little bit of a roller coaster ride right now, and Irdoja Reagan just have to be consistent and steady, not give away points.
I think, hey Jeff, how's it going? I think Dan Regan's one of the mentally strongest players on the tour at the moment. And that's not just because he's playing with Irdoja. No, I'm just kidding. He is so solid mentally, it's incredible. He doesn't let anything phase him. And he's got the perfect game to beat someone like Arraya and Morneau. What do you think about that, Jerry?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see them have a breakthrough. Morneau is in the red, and he's hitting the majority of the overheads.
There's that really tough overhead. It was low. Irdoja, if he let that go to the second screen, it would have been a winner. There it is again. He went at the neck. And folks, it seems
30,
like
40.
Duane and Reagan are playing a boring game and they're lobbing everything, but they're just being super smart. They know against this team, they could be driving more than 70% of these balls, but there's no value to it because that's what Arraya and Morneau love. And they're not going to give that to them. They don't want to give them anything.
Deuce.
So it's that off-pace overhead that's dying in the screen. It's winning them some points. So deuce. Nice snowboard get by Dan Reagan.
Turning into one of the most important points of the match.
Advantage, Arraya.
I feel like it's just turned into the match now that we were expecting, Jerry. It's a lot less more unforced errors from Arraya and Morneau.
That's just too
cut
good.
shot.
Arraya, Morneau.
All right, well, they worked their way back into that match by being super steady. Arraya and
Reagan and Irdoja
Morneau
lead 5
cutting
games
down
to
the
4.
unforced errors. I think Dan Reagan and Irdoja had their chances at 30-all 5-2.
Yep.
And now Arraya and Morneau have won the last 2 games in a row.
Like you said, you have to find a way, Jerry, and it seems like
5 serving 4.
Arraya and Morneau in the process of finding that way, which is what?
What we love to see.
Did they switch in the backcourt? No. They just cut down the errors, dug deep, and turned this into a match.
You gotta have that mindset of refuse to lose.
Winning this game for Irdoja and Reagan is the toughest game ever.
Yep. And so that's where Arraya should just let that ball go
15
through.
love.
Jeff was there and stay in their rhythm.
Oh,
15 all.
I think they're all a little bit tight. You look at the difference between Reagan's overhead compared to Morneau's. The height, he reaches up and hits it over his head. Whereas Jeff Morneau in the red on the far side will let it drop to sometimes waist height before he hits it. As Reagan's hitting it above his head there. It's giving them a lot of offense.
15-30.
And so that gives Jeff an opportunity to attack.
Exactly.
Right? High point of contact, the ball goes down the court and bounces up, and now we're at 5:30.
It's just
Spectacular drive by Jeff Morneau.
that's what he does best. He picks his spots so accurately.
Arraya and Jeff Morneau at the far end of the court are just showing a lot of patience right now.
And that's what they're looking for in the backcourt. Mick wants to jump on that forehand.
30 all.
They try to hit into the side screen. Jeff Morneau was going there on that shot selection, and Mick would have been all over that and punished them with that overhead.
Huge point right now, George.
Yeah.
30 all. Oh, and there's just a
30,
well-placed stab shot by one, and found Irdoja's forehand. Popped it long. There's break point.
Oh, what a serve from Irdoja. I feel like Irdoja and Reagan should be doing that more with Juan in the juice. It's not his comfortable side. They should be throwing all sorts at him. It's good.
Around the net. Let's get that as a highlight. Dan.
Yeah, we saw it, Dan. Don't worry, mate.
He says, we show that highlight, the opening bump where Irdoja
we need
runs
a
it around
highlight
the
on
net
that,
post. We're going to let Dan have his moment.
That was incredible. What a time to do it in the match.
Really. I don't know.
Oh, what's going on right now? Looks like they're playing pickleball. That was close.
That was a close call. But the umpire, Lance Barrett.
He's got a horrible angle from there. It's the furthest line away from him.
It's tough calling that across the court, but
and it's not parallel to him as well.
All right, another break point opportunity for Arraya Morneau.
Here's trouble. Oh.
Trouble because Arraya was moving forward.
Right.
Get into that quick hand exchange. Irdoja had put that drive anywhere else, Juan would have been all over it.
Look at Jeff Morneau creep over there. He just baited that shot.
That's
can't believe he missed it.
Yeah. I mean,
he doesn't miss that shot.
Reagan was lucky to get away with that.
Absolutely. What
Fantastic get.
There it is. He's going to punish that.
That's the play that one is setting up. Arraya's setting up for Morneau. He's lobbing it deep down the line. Getting Reagan to hit it cross court to Morneau, and then Morneau pounces.
Oh, fantastic play. The level's really raised here, Jerry. And Irdoja got touched by the ball on that exchange. He loses that point. It's back to deuce. And this game's turning into a barn burner, Jerry.
That was one set point saved.
Arraya does best, those fast blitz exchanges.
So he really held that ball to the last minute and then down the line and closed in behind it. So opportunity to tie the set.
Oof.
5-all.
All of a sudden
Game,
it's 5-all.
Arraya,
5-2
Morneau.
down.
5 games apiece.
Arraya and Morneau coming back in this set, and you feel like they have the advantage to take this first one now. The momentum's on their side. And Jerry, that's how Mark Fischel says Juan Arraya's
15
name.
love.
Juan Arraya, right? We miss Mark Fischel, the APTA commentator, along with Jerry. He's away traveling. A shout out to you, Mark Fischel. Hope you're enjoying your time. Oh.
That's just a crazy time to make that reach.
It's a sideways jack in the box.
I mean, he had stopped doing that. That's what he was doing in the beginning of the match, and he then stopped doing it. And now to make a guest appearance.
It was worse. It was a sideways jack in the box. Just jumped out of the box to the side. It was a reaching volley. Is that a roller from Jeff Morneau?
I just feel Reagan, Irdoja have to keep the offensive edge going. They're lulled a little bit.
Yeah, they've got a little bit flat. You're right, Jerry.
Yeah, they're being patient, but they've got to keep that spark going. They're up 5-2, and they've lost the last 3 games.
40-15.
I feel like Irdoja should have jumped on that side screen overhead and not let it get there. 40-15 to Morneau Arraya. twitching at the net, Jerry, to have Jeff Morneau take most of the overhead.
Yeah. And Morneau is not giving them anything to work with. Perfect position shot by Reagan there. Lined up, went straight at Arraya's right armpit, which is a tough volley. And we're 30-40.
Deuce.
So the points they've won have been hitting those soft overheads into the screen. Whoa! He must have missed that in the lights.
I can honestly say I've never seen Juan Arraya miss-hit one of his spin overheads as much as he has an extreme grip. It's the first one I've ever seen him miss-hit off the top. It must have been blinding you, right, Jerry?
Yeah.
It's an incredible overhead. Snuck it into the deuce core.
I just feel it. They've got to keep doing that.
Yeah,
Irdoja,
yeah.
he's got to hit.
Game.
Gotta keep
Reagan,
the energy
Irdoja,
up.
they
Gotta
lead
be
6
hard.
games to 5.
Good. See that replay? Do we have it ready to go?
You're going to see a round the net replay.
Here we go. So take a look at Dan Reagan on the left-hand side. Got the net cord and then ran that ball round the corner.
Wow, we were.
And that's, here we go again.
Wow.
Whoa!
Look at that.
It's like, look at it. Look at his
Mick
partner.
Mick was trying to take all the credit on that.
All right, here we go.
Super awkward. I think he
Love 15.
misstepped. He messed up his organizing steps.
So love 15.
You got to lob that and get out of there. Smart play from Dan Reagan there not to buy into that exchange with Juan Arraya.
It's an update from the other men's quarterfinal. Estes Lefevre are up 2-1 against Broderick Palmer in the first set.
It's a good matchup for Lefevre and Estes. The Estes are overhead. It's lefty overhead. It's got a fabulous overhead. What a shot from Irdoja.
15 all.
So you see that nick, the ball went into the neck. Dan was going to cover, Reagan was going to cover the side. Irdoja came out, took the middle ball, and it's 15-all. They're serving for the set. And Reagan had lost his serve the first time round at 5-2.
$30-all.
30-all.
What a change of points, Jerry. It's just so different now compared to how it was at the start of the set. So many extra interference that can change the points. I mean, something was going on in specifically Juan Arraya's head, or he was unsettled, wasn't happy with something, maybe too happy with something else. But now he's clearly settled down and he's playing his game. He's found his game. And that's completely changed the level of the points and the shot making ability and everything. Everything's changed. Less unforced errors, and the score's neck and neck in the first set.
30-40.
Break point opportunity to send us into a tie break.
Oh, what a get from Jeff Morneau, the lawyer.
Oh! Wow.
I think
Morneau, he had that whole side open to hit the ball straight down the line because Reagan was shifting to the middle.
I think this Arraya and Morneau switching to have Jeff Morneau on the left at the net because Juan's usual spin overhead into the ad court is not going to do any damage. Because Irdoja and Reagan have switched in the backcourt, so they're going to have more damage done with Jeff Morneau taking most of the overheads with this format in the backcourt.
Right, I mean at this level of play all these players can hit a lot of different shots, and it's about matching up, taking away your opponent's strengths and setting up your strengths.
Right.
So that we've got, it's like a chess game here. Attack, counter-attack. Both teams have switched in the backcourt and at net. Big swing.
Big swing.
Advantage, Reagan.
Set point.
Oh.
Boy, he really stayed with that ball, didn't he? It's a much better sequence of lobs by Irdoja. A little higher.
Deuce.
They're giggling to each other. He knows he shouldn't have hit that shot on a set point. You know, a little antsy.
timely nick from Jeff Morneau.
Add out.
Be interesting to see if they switch and get. Oh, they switch back. I was going to say it'd be interesting then that Duane and Reagan had switched to their regular side if Arraya and Morneau switch back. And that's 6-all.
Game.
Tied in
Tie
the
break.
first set.
Arraya, Morneau. Keep
So Reagan and Irdoja have
6-all. Yep.
2 set
6-all
points.
games, tiebreaker.
And now we're into a tie break.
Arraya to serve.
Arraya Morneau did a good job being down 5-2, George. Crawled back 5-all, down 5-6.
Set
It's
point.
who's going to step up now.
Well, I think the momentum's on Arraya and Morneau's side. And although Duane and Reagan are playing fantastic, they've got the strategy down. I would like to see them be a little bit more offensive in the backcourt.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Just to unsettle Arraya and Morneau. They're looking very comfortable at the net.
Yeah, I just feel like Reagan and Irdoja needed a little bit more of a spark.
See Jeff Morneau's trying to push that overhead into the neck. He's trying to fake where he's hitting it, set his body and his paddle and everything up to hit the ball into one
Love
corner, and
serving
then
one.
he'll last second change the angle of his paddle and scoop it into the
0-1.
opposite corner neck. Very deceiving.
Nice get by Jeff Morneau. It's the willingness for both teams to mentally stay with the game plan. That's that down up overhead again that gives Jeff Morneau the opportunity.
That's what he does best. Creeps up that side screen, flicks it down the lane. Rare shot from Dan Reagan.
1-0.
Doesn't normally hit too many of those flick back.
No, 2-1, 2-0. Apologies.
Arraya Morneau.
Big serve by Irdoja.
2 serving 1.
Again, it's that off-pace overhead going into the
3-1.
side screens that both players are not normally on this side is where they're making the errors.
Great volley from Arraya. Yeah, both Dan Reagan and Irdoja don't look super comfortable with those awkward screenshots on their unregular side. And Jeff Morneau's overhead, even though he's not hitting, he's not always hitting a kill overhead. Just his regular overheads, because of his technique, his low contact point and depth on his overhead. He's making every single shot for Irdoja and Reagan a low ball, and he's making them work hard and have to dig everything out. And that's going to give them a short ball or some creative opportunity. Oh, I'd like to see more of that. That's what we're talking about there, Jerry.
2 serving 4.
Oh, fantastic grab by Irdoja.
4-3.
Combination of shots with Arraya moving forward and then creating the opening, and Jeff with his laser-like forehand, or was that backhand?
You lost me a hello, Jerry.
He's both. He can hit from either side.
Point Arraya Morneau.
6-3. Update on the other match. Estes Lefevre up 4-3 in the first set against Broderick and Palmer. And Arraya and Morneau have a bunch of set points. Wow, George, just like that, we had a complete turnaround. Reagan and Irdoja were up 5-2 in the first set with
Morneau.
Match points.
Win the set 7-6.
Clawed their way back. 5-all, went up 6-5, had another set point.
Yeah, it's going to be a test to Irdoja and Reagan to see what they have in the tank now mentally more than anything, because they had that set almost in the bag, and now they're walking into a change of ends, a set down. And that's going to be very difficult. Not to mention the positivity that Arraya and Morneau are going to take from that comeback. These first 3 games are going to be the most difficult game for Irdoja and Reagan to win.
For the TV.
All right, we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
One of the biggest goals is to just get some of the top up-and-coming pros an opportunity to play at the professional level, getting to those events and paying for some of those expenses, keeping it to their expenses to a minimum, which then allows them to focus on now just winning rather than coming out of their pocket to try to perform at the highest level. Not too many of the pros get to make a career out of sports. That's what we're doing. Is we're living our dreams when every time we step on that court and we have an opportunity to compete at the highest level. It's what we dreamed of every moment we started from a young age to where we're at right now, and hopefully dreams to even be better than that.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second set.
Guys,
I'm here with Jerry Vian, the master of the game. What's your predictions here, Jerry?
Well, you know, I think there was a missed opportunity for Reagan and Irdoja. I think they really had that first set, obviously. They went off to a great lead, up 5-2. But champions find a way. And Arraya Morneau started out making a lot of unforced errors, especially one I've never seen him miss that many volleys. And he just hung in there and hung in there. So this first game is going to be an indicator whether Irdoja, Reagan are willing to battle and mentally stay strong.
It looks like they had a little strategical talk in the loo, and looks like the cat's out of the bag. They're already playing much more aggressive. They have to be careful with that, though. If they play too aggressive, Arraya will punish them.
Well, that's always the balance, isn't it? Is finding that calm, normal behavior.
What?
And then...
What does that mean?
Yeah. And then having that spark. And I just feel like they lost the spark a little bit and let Arraya, and Morneau get back in.
And calm, noble behavior for 4 gentlemen encaged in a teeny-weeny little mini tennis court is very difficult. It's easier said than done. I think the points are definitely going to be faster compared to the end of that first set, Jerry. Interesting from Arraya.
30-15.
And for those of you that teach the follow-through at your clubs, ladies and gents, Jeff Morneau, one of the few players, he doesn't follow through, doesn't need to. His technique's so compact. It's more like a karate chop than a drive or a racket stroke. It just chops at the ball and it shoots through the court. Not the most aesthetically pleasing shot, but the results talk for themselves. Uh-oh.
Jump. I was like,
Chompy chomp time.
We knew we wanted to leave the ground.
It looked like that ball was an M&M floating in the air. You want to just munch it up.
All right. First game. So
Game,
that is a huge
Reagan,
mental...
Irdoja.
Absolutely.
That was the 14th, yep.
Mental up
They lead 1
for
game
Reagan
to 0.
Arraya.
Oh, actually, they're down, but I didn't bring them up.
And I
They're
felt like
out.
Arraya and Morneau gave them a little bit of lifeline there. They were winning that game, and then some of the errors we did not see the whole way through the second half of the first set crept back in there, and definitely a lifeline.
2 up, actually. Yep.
When you lose a set,
Second.
to stay in the match, the first 2-3 games are pivotal in determining the outcome of that set, because things can go down the drain really fast. If you go a set and 2-love down after being 5-2 up, it's very demoralizing.
So the new rule this year, they're changing the ball on every 7 games. Do you think that helps the serving team or the receiving team with a new ball? Or doesn't matter?
I don't think it helps anyone unequally. I think it helps both the teams. You can get more bite on the ball with a serve, and you get a cleaner bounce off the return and more feel off the return when you're hitting your drive. So I don't think it's an uneven advantage for anyone or disadvantage. What do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, it's you love the feel of a new ball.
Yeah.
It's tight, especially the temperature's dropped. It's down in the low 40s, I believe now. So the players are really looking to put a lot more bite on the ball, and you get that new ball with extra flocking.
So would you say it's all hearsay?
Pardon me?
Would you say it's all hearsay then? Oh!
Game is wrong.
If that went
15,
over, it was going to
30.
be trouble in the box with a bow wrapped
5:30.
around it.
Arraya is serving.
15:30.
$30 all. $40-30.
Again, it's said. I think they're just a little unfamiliar in those sides.
Mm-hmm.
That's the downside of switching sides. But I think overall
Yeah.
the tactic outweighs giving up a few of those points. We'll see.
Big time.
Ooh, I thought Mick was going to pounce on that.
There's a shot, sneaky little weaselly shot. Stuffs it into the neck. Yeah, I mean, look at the stats, Jerry. Let's ask Graham McNerney. Well, not after his long three-setter, but he's not going to want to talk to us right now, but he is the stat man. How many spin overheads has Juan Arraya hit into the outside of this match so far? None.
Right.
It's his favorite shot. They've completely eliminated that.
Game, Arraya, Morneau. 1 game, all. Second set.
So,
Yep, so we've just been given an update, George, that all the quarterfinals are now on the court.
Love,
So we'll
15.
bring you updates.
Excuse me, 15 love.
Babinski Granjero are playing Bostrom Bredberg. We'll get you an update on the Broderick Palmer Estes Lefevre.
30 love.
Arraya just caught
love.
that ball.
Game, Reagan, Irdoja. They lead 2-1.
All right, so we're going to try and get some updates on all 4 of the courts matches that are going on. All right, APTA thanks our official sponsor, Save-A-Tree, the green choice for tree, shrub, and lawn care. Let Save-A-Tree focus on your landscape so you can focus on your game and enjoy every outdoor moment at home or at play. Save-A-Tree provides environmentally sensible services to properties in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and Western regions. Contact them at saveatree.com for a complimentary landscape assessment by a knowledgeable arborist.
So Jerry, I have this conversation a lot when I watch paddle and commentate and stuff. We always talk about Sebastian Bredberg, the Swede, and Johan and Duane, the South African, as the fastest players in a straight line. Oh, what happened there?
That was a great spot
Love 15.
volley by Dan Reagan straight back at Arraya.
You know, and they are definitely probably the top 2 fastest, I would say. You can't say definitely, probably. That they definitely are the top 2
all.
fastest. But
We've
Mick
got
Irdoja's gets. And this kid throws himself around the court like a rag doll. Sometimes unnecessarily. Would you say he's the best player to dig balls out that shouldn't come back over the net and in the court? There's another shank from Juan Arraya.
15,
He's down.
30.
He's down again. He's got to get him. So he needs to jog up and down on the spot again. they can't be giving them that points when
30
one's
all.
giving them a
Right.
lifeline right now.
$30-40.
That's encouraging for Irdoja and Reagan to hear when one's crying out like that, and they have a breakpoint opportunity, and they got it.
Game
Well, this is a
3-1.
serious
They
lifeline.
lead 3-1 in the second set.
This is like throwing out a raft on a sinking ship. With food supplies on it. I mean, they're running away with these games just like they did in the first set, Jerry.
It's 5-all in the Broderick Palmer
15
Estes
all.
Lefevre match.
Oh, that was
30-15.
slightly miscalculated backside screen of the juice go from Juan Arraya. He's got to get himself going if he wants
Right,
to win
he
the
looks
set.
like
But
he's starting to look a little stroppy again, George.
if he goes 5-2 down, it might not matter. That's what happened in the first set and they end up winning it.
Right,
Look at this.
you're right.
It's unbelievable.
40-15.
Right,
It's a click of the fingers and it's about to be 4-1 Duane and Reagan again.
Game, Reagan and Irdoja. They lead 4-1, second set.
Uline is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout the North America. They ship up to 2.5 million boxes every day. Think about that, George. That's a lot.
Okay.
But they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means that they're here when you need them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products and people for an unforgettable customer experience.
Has everyone asked you to read that 10 times real fast?
All right,
Jeff's talking to us again.
of course. Jeff's got to talk to Juan Arraya and see if he can calm him down again.
It's so difficult in this situation again for a
Oh!
Reagan. What a shot!
15,
Blimey.
love.
You know, they're up and the set's technically in the bag, but after what happened in the first set, you know, they probably feel like it's even kill right now. Love that shot. It's a new shot from Morneau.
30 love.
It's like a straight arm roller.
He can only do that if he's given a short lob, though.
Right.
I think I would like to see Reagan and Irdoja
30,
lob a little
15.
bit deeper, a little bit higher, and step in when they have their opportunities. I just kind of feel like they backed down a little bit when they had that lead at 5-2. So it's about finding that balance, being consistent. Oh!
He's going to get there.
Ah!
Does that count?
He hit it
40,
into the side screen.
15.
Does that count?
It doesn't count. No, that would
Got
be
it.
rackable.
Got it.
Game,
All right.
Arraya, Morneau.
Held
4, serving 2.
2-4. See if Dan Reagan can hold serve here.
Would you say that's another shift of momentum?
Yeah,
They're gonna
absolutely.
Yep. So it's a pivotal game for Duane and Reagan right here. To stop that momentum shift.
Oh, beautiful
fabulous
touch.
read. He read
Love
it
15.
so early.
Jeff Morneau is just punching that ball deep into the court. Keep it low on the screen. Dan Reagan gets just a little
Love
flat-footed.
30. Love 40.
Big serve.
15,
540.
40.
Definitely all picked up the level again.
George, are you seeing anything that Reagan and Irdoja could do differently? Or do you think they should just stay the course with this game plan? And
I think this should create more movement in general with hit some more offensive overheads into Jeff's corner specifically, Jeff Morneau in the ad corner.
in the red.
Like that ball, he could have caused some serious damage going a roller into the ad court. He had a good angle on it. And the same in the back. I just think, yes, they need to be very patient, but they also need to create movement.
Oh, there's the
goodness
shot of the
gracious.
day.
That
Wow.
Game.
outrageous.
Arraya, Morneau.
that was in the shape of a sideways rainbow.
Reagan and Irdoja lead 4-3.
And not just the shot, but also the time of the match that he brings it out.
I know. That was like a right-handed Nadal passing shot behind his body.
So they've run off again. They're 2 games.
And that's going to be enough to get them fired up again. Juan is he's going to get his A game back right now. And I feel like they have the advantage in this set considerably. What do you think, Jerry?
Yeah, I mean, it just... Again, champions find a way, even when they're not playing at their best. And Jeff Morneau is such a great partner because he
15,
allows
love.
Juan to go on these roller coaster rides.
And I haven't seen Juan Arraya play all his matches this year, but the ones I have seen him play, I haven't seen one of these, you know, ups and downs of concentration once. I feel like he's improved his mental game significantly, and I haven't seen him play
15
less
all.
than perfect the entire year, but right now he has been on a roller coaster. And you're right, Jerry, Jeff is someone that can get him on the upside of that.
I'd like to see a little fist pump from Reagan and Irdoja. You know, a little. Let's
30
go.
Ow.
all.
Well, that was you.
Yeah. Yeah, they need something to get the spark, as you say. I haven't seen Irdoja dive. This might be the first time ever in a match I haven't seen him dive for a ball. You know, it might even help if he's tripped over an acorn or something on the court and just got some adrenaline flow in his body. I feel like he's neutralized himself at the moment.
Right.
It's partly because of the side they're playing. They're not going to get as many looks. But he has had a couple of looks into the side wire that you could smack forehands on, and he hasn't. He's let them go instead.
40, 30.
Yeah, you just can't afford to hit a low, short lob like that to one Arraya. Point to tie up the match, 4-all. Good pressure, but so there's a little bit of a spark. Now this next point is huge.
Was that a fist pump that you were looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's wayward.
I just feel it's Irdoja Reagan's match to lose. There's an opportunity here for them.
Go ahead.
He's got to jump on that. He's got to be jumping on that ball and driving it super hard through the middle or at the person down the line, causing problems.
And it's
4 games
the
off.
soft, slow ball into the side screen again on the side that they're not as comfortable, but they're making the error. So 4-all, the second set.
$15, love.
That shot is a new one, folks. It's otherwise known as fresh air. The air freshener. And it's not the first one we've seen tonight. That shot, that new shot from Jeff Morneau, sneaks into the net. He's got to go. There's the dive.
There you go.
Oh no, he got shoelaces. But that's going to get Irdoja going. He needs that.
All.
They've got to stop the run. They were up 4-1. Arraya Morneau won 3 games in a row, so now we're at 4-all.
I want to see more of that overhead from Irdoja, that roller into the corner, both sides, against one and against Jeff Morneau.
Oh!
30, 15.
I feel like this is a must-win game for Irdoja Reagan. There's the offense I want to see.
$40-15.
See the shoulders go down on Arraya again. Jeffs gives him a little high five. God, how was that pickup from Irdoja? Oh.
There's a pickup from Reagan. He's got to get out of there.
But I just don't think he should keep feeding the overhead into Jeff Morneau's corner like that.
40,
they had control
30.
of the net, and then Jeff slides over, he takes that high overhead, and so we've got a point to go up 5-4. Boy, Morneau's just really laser-like.
Deuce.
He's a little off balance hitting that roller. I like to see him hit
Out.
the roller. I like to see him take an extra step to the right first so that the ball's more to the left of his body, and then he can move back into that shot while he's making contact.
Deuce.
That's one break point saved. How big is this point, George?
Bigger than most. Yeah, it's the biggest point of the set by far. I feel like they got a
Great hands by Dan Reagan.
Yeah, drop
Add
shot
in.
winner, and Arraya was down 2 inches from the net. What a shot. That was better positioning with the roller. Got himself to the right side of the ball.
That's a
Great
huge
play.
hold for Irdoja Reagan to go up 5-4 in the
To
second
Reagan
set.
And Irdoja. They lead 5-4 in the second set. New ball, gentlemen. Jeff.
We'll try to get you some updates from the other matches that are going on.
So 5-6. Duane and Reagan are up in this set. Arraya and Morneau serving today to stay in the second set.
4 serving 5.
This is where mental strength really comes out. This point of the match.
Movement with that roller against Jeff Morneau. That's a problematic area to hit the ball. Got himself in trouble as a frustration drive off the back screen, and they're a point down because of it.
Love.
Got to get those lobs up higher and deeper. You don't want Jeff Morneau hitting his new shot into the nick again. That That's better.
What? Oh, what a shot. What would you call that new shot of his?
Oh, we're going to come up with a name. Have a little competition.
Yes. Folks, send in your...
Yeah, we'll send it out. Send in your thoughts.
So it's a roller. There it is again, but he has a straight arm when he hits it. So I'm calling it a straight arm roller. It's kind of like a John McEnroe swinging volley kind of technique, if you can imagine. There's some good offense in the backcourt.
15 all.
There it is
Did a
again.
Good job.
Do you think that shot was self-taught, Jerry?
Yes, I think he's
30,
worked
15.
on it. You've only just started bringing it out, right? We've only just seen him.
I've never seen him use it until this tournament.
Yeah. Okay, 30-15, 4-5.
Oh,
Nice footwork.
40-15.
Dan Reagan trying to get out of the way of that ball. Looked like he was doing the celebratory dance. An American football player that just scored a touchdown. Jogging in straight-legged.
And we are at 5
Game to
all.
Arraya and Morneau. 5 games all, second set. 5 all.
Oh, what
wow.
a shot! He lulled him into a
15
false
all.
sense of security, making him think he was in trouble, and then he did another splits and flicked it past him.
Just amazing.
You think he stretches out his hamstrings every morning, Jerry?
Yeah.
I've never seen Mikadora stretch.
15 all.
He's super flexible.
He's just a world-class athlete and dazzling footwork there. It's like the Matrix.
He won a Davis Cup match for Estonia last year in singles. He won in 5 sets. That gives you an idea of how athletic he is.
And again, it's that unfamiliar side at a critical point in the
15-30.
match.
I think Arraya was expecting his partner to switch over on that one. That's awkward. He just missed that wide.
15-40.
That's another break of
Game.
serve. Arraya Morneau
And Morneau.
are ahead 6-5 in the second set.
5 in the second set.
Wow, George, I think they play much better when they're down. They have to wait until they get down 5-1 to start calming down, and then they're down a 4-1 again in the second set.
Evidently. And we saw a little bit of frustration from and you can see here they're both not focused on the court. They're watching the match to the side of them. Reagan and Irdoja. They need to be focusing on the hand and what's on their hand right now, not what's on the court going next to them. This is going to be a very tough game for them to win.
This is where they need to delete.
Right.
Just play 1 point at a time and don't think about the leads that they had in both sets. Showing a little bit of impatience there. Morneau and Arraya have dug in.
I like to see the fist bump. That's what you're after, Jerry.
Yep.
Oh, that's what he does best.
Yeah.
30-15.
Arraya's just on top of the net. It's too good.
That's lucky. He was going to get stuffed with another volley behind him there. He got away with a net take drive.
So I have a little chance here.
Really do have a chance.
You could feel it. It's a little, just the fist pump.
30-40.
Skip in their step.
I think he was working on his hopscotch expertise there, Jerry.
Whatever it takes to get the energy going. Pounce.
Oh. I would love to see a tiebreaker.
You might get your wish.
To.
Oh, great grab.
Absolute merry-go-round there. Get up there.
Yeah.
That was another chomp opportunity, as you call it, Jerry.
I guess you have to really be measured because Arraya's baits you into taking that shot and then closes and volleys behind you, so. Every shot is so measured. Jump then, George.
Oh, I'd love to see him jump on that. And then there's the error again, like you said before. If he takes that ball and slams it down Arraya Morneau's throat, he's winning that point, or at least getting the net exchange. Letting it go, he ends up making an forced error, but he wouldn't have had to deal with that problem, and he would have had an offensive opportunity. I don't know what's going through his head right there. He loves that shot as well.
Wow.
Dan Reagan's invented a new backside screen lob as well. Great footwork from Irdoja. Watch how hard he pounces on that.
It's that transition. You just got to get out of the way. Arraya comes in and just finds his feet. Back to deuce.
What a super good overhand, Jeff Morneau. Medium pace
add
into
in.
the neck.
Match point. Arraya Morneau.
Comes the karate chop drive from Jeff Morneau.
Whoa!
Yeah. He's going to get that. He did not.
And that is find a way
Game,
when you're not
set,
playing your
match
best.
to Arraya
I mean, my hat's
and
off
Morneau.
to Arraya Morneau.
7-5.
Up in the
second
first set. I mean, they were down in the first set, crawled their way back, won it in the tiebreak. Down in the second set, crawled their way back. Reagan and Irdoja had their chances, George. Be
Well, certainly.
disappointed?
I'm not disappointed.
Not you, them.
Oh. Well, I kind of am disappointed if I'm being honest, because I think they had 99.99% perfect strategy. If they just had a little bit more offense in the backcourt, I think they could have won this match, given that Arraya had some ups and downs with his concentration, his performance level, and they didn't take the opportunity of that. So it's too bad. Yes,
right.
they will be disappointed.
Yeah, they had their opportunity. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with continuing screaming of the men's quarterfinal at the Duane Hayden Long Island Invitational. George, it was a pleasure doing the match with you.
Many thanks, Jerry.
Okay.